Here, in the vast tapestry of human history, lie truths as ancient as the mountains, yet as relevant as the morning sun. For millennia, we have sought guidance, a map to navigate the often turbulent waters of our existence. And for just as long, a collection of sacred texts has offered a compass, its needle pointing steadfastly towards a life of purpose and prosperity. It is a wisdom that transcends the fleeting trends of our modern world, a financial blueprint written not in spreadsheets and market analyses, but in the enduring language of the human spirit. It speaks of stewardship, of diligence, and of a quiet peace that no amount of worldly wealth can purchase on its own. I find myself reflecting with a certain quiet melancholy on the passage of time. 4 decades, a considerable portion of a life, have slipped by like grains of sand through an open hand. Had I only grasped these principles then, as a younger soul setting out on the great expedition of life, the landscape of my journey would have been profoundly different. The valleys of financial worry might have been shallower, the peaks of security reached with a surer foot. This is not a lament of regret, but a powerful testament to the transformative potential of this knowledge, a potential I am compelled to share, hoping it may shorten the learning curve for others. These are not merely dusty relics of a bygone era, nor are they abstract theological concepts reserved for scholars in quiet libraries. They are, in fact, profoundly practical, life-altering principles that can be applied here and now in the bustling marketplace of the 21st century. They offer a framework for building not just wealth, but a life of meaning, a legacy of integrity, and a profound sense of inner contentment. They teach us to see our resources not as possessions to be hoarded, but as tools to be wielded with wisdom, foresight, and a generous heart, shaping a reality of stability and abundance. Join me as we embark on a journey back in time to unearth these timeless financial lessons. We will explore 11 principles that have the power to reshape your relationship with money, to calm the storms of anxiety, and to set you on a path toward true and lasting prosperity. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but a slow, deliberate cultivation of wisdom, a patient nurturing of habits that yield a harvest far greater than mere monetary gain. Let us begin this exploration into the heart of ancient financial sagacity, a journey I wish I had taken decades ago. In the natural world, survival is a testament to tireless effort. The bee does not gather nectar through idle wishing, nor does the ant build its colony through mere conversation. There is an inherent dignity in this labor, a fundamental law that links effort to reward. So too, in the realm of human endeavor, the ancient book of Proverbs observes with unerring accuracy that all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. This is not a condemnation of dreams or aspirations, but a profound observation on the nature of reality. Profit, in its truest sense, is the fruit of applied energy, the tangible result of hands and minds engaged in purposeful activity. It is a simple, yet often overlooked equation. The world is full of grand ideas, of eloquent speeches and ambitious plans discussed over coffee. But these remain ethereal, like morning mist, until they are anchored to the solid ground of action. The architect's blueprint is a work of genius, but it is the stonemason, the carpenter, the laborer, who, brick by brick and beam by beam, brings the tower into existence. Mere talk, the proverb warns, is a currency that devalues with every utterance, a hollow echo that builds nothing and sustains no one. It is the steady, rhythmic application of effort that transforms the intangible into the tangible. Consider the farmer, whose life is a symphony of diligent effort. The tilling of the soil, the sowing of the seed, the patient tending of the crop under the watchful eye of the sun. Each action is a necessary note in the composition of the harvest. There is no shortcut, no way to bypass the seasons of labor. The profit, the bountiful crop, is a direct consequence of this unwavering commitment. It is a reward not just of sustenance, but of satisfaction, a deep and abiding knowledge that one has cooperated with the very laws of creation to bring forth abundance from the seemingly barren earth. This principle invites us to find a certain nobility in our daily toil, whatever it may be. It calls us to see our work not as a curse or a burden, but as the primary vehicle through which we create value, serve others, and build a foundation for our own security. It is a call to shift our focus from the lottery of quick gains to the certainty of earned success. For in the steady, persistent application of our skills and energies, we find not only profit for our pockets, but a profound and strengthening profit for the soul, forging character on the anvil of diligence. In the intricate dance of commerce and exchange, there exists a relationship as old as currency itself, that of the lender and the borrower. It is a dynamic, fraught with peril, a subtle trap that has ensnared individuals and nations alike throughout history. The book of Proverbs, with its characteristic and piercing insight, lays bare the nature of this relationship in a single, sobering line. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. This is not a mere metaphor. It is a description of a fundamental shift in power, a voluntary surrender of autonomy that carries with it profound consequences for one's freedom. To be a borrower is to place a lien not just on your future earnings, but on your future self. Each decision from that point forward is made under the shadow of that obligation. The lender's claim is the first to be satisfied. Their portion is taken before you may provide for your own needs or pursue your own dreams. Your time and your labor are no longer entirely your own. A significant portion is now mortgaged to another, working to build their wealth rather than your own. It is a form of servitude, albeit a modern one, where the chains are not of iron but of interest payments and legal contracts. This slavery is not always dramatic or overt. It is often a slow, creeping bondage. It begins with a seemingly harmless loan for a new car, a credit card to cover a temporary shortfall, or a line of credit to fund a lifestyle just beyond one's immediate means. Each new debt adds another link to the chain, making it heavier, more restrictive. The freedom to change careers, to take a risk on a new venture, to move to a new city, or even to respond generously to a need, is gradually eroded. The borrower's world shrinks, their choices dictated not by aspiration, but by the relentless mathematics of repayment schedules. The wisdom here is a call to vigilance, a plea to guard one's freedom with the ferocity of a sentinel. It urges us to see debt not as a convenient tool, but as a potential master, one that promises immediate gratification, but demands long-term servitude in return. The power dynamic is clear and unyielding. The lender holds the position of authority, their wealth granting them rule over the borrower's financial life. To escape this servitude, or better yet, to avoid it altogether, is to take the first and most crucial step toward true financial sovereignty. In the world of human finance, there's a paradox. True abundance comes not from hoarding, but from giving. Ancient wisdom tells us it is more blessed to give than to receive. Like a river that nourishes as it flows, generosity creates life and abundance. Giving is not a loss, but a planting, an investment in the well-being of all. True wealth is measured not by what we keep, but by what we give away. Here we observe one of the most critical survival strategies in the financial kingdom, the act of planning. Before any great structure can rise, there must be a blueprint. Before any long journey is undertaken, a course must be charted. The Gospel of Luke presents this timeless wisdom through a simple yet powerful analogy: the man who wishes to build a tower. His first action is not to lay a single stone, but to sit down, to pause, to think, to calculate the cost. This deliberate act of foresight is the foundation upon which all successful and enduring financial structures are built. Without it, even the most ambitious efforts are destined to crumble into ruin. This behavior is not unique to humans. Look to the humble beaver, nature's master engineer. Before constructing its dam, it meticulously surveys the flow of the water, selects the ideal location, and gathers the necessary materials. There is a clear, instinctual plan at work. The beaver does not begin haphazardly, placing sticks at random. Each action is part of a larger strategy designed to create a stable, protective home that will stand against the force of the current. In the same way, a budget is our blueprint, our survey of the financial currents. It is the essential first step in building a life of stability and security. The process of sitting down to estimate the cost is an act of profound honesty. It forces us to confront the reality of our resources and the true price of our ambitions. It is a moment of quiet reflection, away from the noise of desire and the pressure of impulse. This is stewardship in its purest form, the responsible management of the resources entrusted to us. To neglect this step is to build on sand, to invite the inevitable collapse when the unforeseen storms of life arrive. A plan, a budget, is not a cage that restricts our freedom. It is the architectural drawing that gives our financial goals form and makes their achievement possible. Many begin their financial lives with great energy and ambition, much like a builder with a large pile of bricks, but no design. They work hard, they accumulate, but without a plan, their efforts are scattered and inefficient. The tower they dream of remains half-finished, a monument to poor planning. The wisdom of the scripture is a call to become the architect of our own financial destiny. It urges us to embrace the discipline of planning, to respect the power of calculation, and to lay a solid foundation of forethought before we begin the work of building our future. Only then can our tower rise strong and true. In the relentless pursuit of more, which characterizes so much of modern life, we now turn to a powerful and stabilizing force, contentment. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Philippians, speaks of it not as a passive resignation, but as a learned skill. I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. This is a profound declaration. It suggests that peace is not found in the external condition of having much or little, but in an internal state of being. It is the art of finding enough in the present moment, a discipline that stands in stark contrast to the insatiable hunger for accumulation that drives so much financial turmoil. This principle echoes in the quiet rhythms of the wild. An apex predator, a lion, after a successful hunt and a full meal, does not immediately begin stalking its next prey. It rests, it is satisfied. It lives entirely in the sufficiency of the moment. Its contentment is not a sign of weakness or a lack of ambition, but a natural and efficient use of energy. The constant, anxious pursuit of more is a uniquely human affliction, a form of psychological stress that other creatures are largely free from. Learning contentment is, in a way, a return to a more natural and balanced state of being. The state of being content, whether in need or in plenty, is the secret to true financial peace. When our happiness is not contingent on the next purchase, the next raise, or the next market gain, we are liberated from a powerful and often destructive cycle of desire. This does not mean we cease to strive or improve our situation. Rather, it means our inner peace is no longer held hostage by our bank balance. It is a decoupling of our self-worth from our net worth, a crucial step in achieving a healthy relationship with money. This learned skill is the bedrock of financial and emotional stability. Paul's words reveal that contentment is not an innate trait, but an acquired one. It must be learned, practiced, and mastered, much like any other essential survival skill. It requires a conscious shifting of focus from what we lack to what we possess. It is an exercise in gratitude, a deliberate choice to find joy and sufficiency in our present circumstances, whatever they may be. In a world that constantly tells us we are not enough and do not have enough, the quiet, revolutionary act of being content is perhaps the most powerful financial decision we can ever make.
In the world of commerce, dishonest money is like a weak branch, destined to fall. Proverbs says, "Dishonest money dwindles away." Wealth gained through shortcuts is fleeting, an illusion that quickly disappears. But whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow, building true, lasting prosperity on honesty and patience.
Across the vast plains of human experience, two distinct behaviors emerge when it comes to managing resources. One is the path of wisdom, the other of folly, and the distinction is captured with crystalline clarity in Proverbs 21, verse 20. The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. Here we see the wise individual acting with foresight and prudence. They are not merely living for the present moment, but are actively preparing for the unseen future. They understand that life is cyclical, that seasons of plenty are inevitably followed by seasons of lean. This act of storing up is an act of profound intelligence and responsibility. This storing of choice food and olive oil is symbolic of more than just literal provisions. It represents the careful accumulation of resources, the deliberate act of setting aside a portion of today's harvest for tomorrow's needs. This is the essence of saving. It is a conscious decision to delay immediate gratification for the sake of long-term security and stability. Like the honeybee diligently converting nectar into honey, the wise individual converts their present earnings into future potential. This storehouse becomes a buffer against the unpredictable shocks of life, the sudden storm, the unexpected drought, the harsh winter that may lie ahead on the horizon. In stark, dramatic contrast stands the fool, who gulps theirs down. This imagery is powerful, evoking a sense of frantic, thoughtless consumption. The fool lives only for the immediate sensation, the instant pleasure of consumption, without any regard for what the morrow may bring. Their entire harvest is consumed as quickly as it is gathered. There is no planning, no foresight, only a reactive existence, driven by appetite and impulse. This approach leaves them utterly exposed and vulnerable. When the inevitable lean times arrive, their storehouses are empty, and they are left with nothing but the bitter taste of regret and the harsh reality of their own lack of preparation. This behavior is not born of malice, but of a fundamental short-sightedness. It is a failure to grasp the basic rhythm of existence, that time moves forward, and the future will indeed arrive. The fool's philosophy is to live for today, but this philosophy is a trap, a gilded cage of immediate pleasure that bars the door to future opportunity and security. By gulping down their resources, they are not only consuming their food and oil, they are consuming their own future, their own peace of mind, and their ability to navigate the challenges that life will undoubtedly present. The choice is clear: to be the wise planner or the impulsive consumer. Here we confront one of the most destructive forces in the human emotional landscape: greed. It is a primal, insatiable hunger that, if left unchecked, can lay waste to fortunes, relationships, and the human spirit itself. The warning in the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 15, is stark and absolute. Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. This is not a gentle suggestion, but an urgent command, a call to vigilance against an insidious internal enemy. Greed is a predator that masquerades as ambition, a poison that presents itself as a thirst for security. It whispers that more is always better, and that satisfaction lies just beyond the next acquisition. This hunger is fundamentally different from the healthy desire to provide for oneself and one's family. Greed is the desire for more for the sake of more. It is a bottomless pit, a void that can never be filled. Each new possession, each new accumulation of wealth provides only a fleeting moment of satisfaction before the gnawing emptiness returns, demanding yet another conquest. It is a spiritual sickness that untethers a person from a sense of enough. Life becomes a frantic, joyless race to accumulate, where the finish line is perpetually moved just out of reach, and the simple pleasures of the journey are trampled underfoot in the stampede for more. In the vast and often unforgiving wilderness of our financial lives, the lone individual, no matter how determined, is at a distinct disadvantage. Here, the landscape is littered with unseen pitfalls, sudden drops, and deceptive horizons. To venture forth alone, guided only by one's own limited perspective, is a gamble of the highest order. The proverb speaks a profound ecological truth. Plans fail for lack of counsel. This is not merely an observation, it is a law of survival. Like a solitary creature straying from the herd, the individual who trusts only their own counsel becomes an easy target for the predators of poor judgment and unforeseen market shifts, their well-intentioned plans crumbling like dry earth in a drought. Consider the intricate dance of a termite colony building its magnificent mound. No single insect possesses the full architectural blueprint. Instead, each one acts upon simple rules and communicates with its neighbors, their collective efforts culminating in a structure of extraordinary complexity and resilience, perfectly adapted to its environment. This is the essence of seeking counsel. It is the recognition that our own viewpoint is inherently incomplete. By isolating ourselves, we deny our plans the vital cross-pollination of ideas, the strengthening that comes from being tested against another's experience, and the fortification that collaborative wisdom provides against the inevitable storms of economic uncertainty. The echoes of failed plans are a silent testament to this principle. A business venture, conceived in the echo chamber of a single mind, overlooks a critical market trend. A retirement strategy, crafted in isolation, fails to account for the subtle erosion of inflation. These are not failures of ambition, but failures of collaboration. The individual, convinced of their singular vision, marches confidently towards a cliff edge that others, from a different vantage point, could have easily seen. The proverb warns us that without the input of many advisors, our grand designs are built on a foundation of sand, destined to be washed away by the first tide of adversity. This journey towards financial stability is too perilous to be undertaken in solitude. The path is winding, and the map we hold is often outdated or incomplete. To believe that we alone can navigate its complexities is a form of hubris that nature itself rarely tolerates. Just as a migratory bird relies on the collective navigation of the flock to traverse continents, we too must seek the guidance of others. The failure to do so is not a sign of strength or independence, but a quiet surrender to the forces of chance and misfortune, a lonely walk towards a destination of disappointment and regret.
In our financial lives, ancient wisdom urges us, cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days. This is a lesson in patience and faith, sowing seeds, letting go, and trusting unseen currents to bring a future return. Like a sapling growing into a tree, true wealth is built slowly, nurtured by time and persistence. We plant today for abundance tomorrow, a testament to the enduring power of patience. At the heart of our financial journey is a lesson that goes beyond money. Seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. This teaching challenges us to shift from anxiety about provision to trust in the provider. It's an invitation to inner peace, grounded not in wealth but in purpose, integrity, and service. When we align our actions with love and justice, our needs will be met. The same God who clothes the lilies will provide for us as we focus on what truly matters.
We have journeyed together through the ancient landscapes of Scripture, unearthing a treasure trove of financial wisdom that has stood the test of millennia, from the foundational value of diligent work to the liberating power of generosity, from the strategic prudence of planning and saving to the essential bulwark against greed. We have seen how honesty builds wealth slowly but surely, and how the patient, long-term view, like casting bread upon the waters, ultimately brings a rich return. These are not merely suggestions, they are blueprints for a life of financial stability, peace, and purpose. The most powerful truth is that this inheritance of wisdom is available to every one of us right now. It does not matter if you are just starting your journey or if you look back on decades of decisions with regret. The past does not have to define your financial future. The principles we have discussed are timeless for a reason. They work. It is never too late to start living within your means, to begin giving, to create a budget, to seek out wise counsel, or to cultivate a heart of contentment. Today can be the day you plant a new tree, the day you cast your own bread upon the waters. The journey to financial freedom is not a sprint. It is a marathon, guided by enduring principles. It is a path of conscious choices, of aligning your daily habits with your deepest values. It is the decision to trust in a provision that goes beyond your own efforts, allowing you to build, to save, and to invest, not from a place of fear, but from a place of faith and profound peace. This is the invitation before you, to take these lessons and weave them into the fabric of your own life, creating a legacy of wisdom and security for yourself and for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. The path is now yours to walk. We encourage you to share your own financial lessons and insights in the comments below, for in the multitude of counselors there is safety and success. May you go forward with the confidence that a brighter, more secure financial future is not just a distant dream, but a present possibility built upon the rock of timeless wisdom.